Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Going to show you how to make a quick, easy card in 3 different color combinations using the one stamp set. The stamp set I'm using today is called Modern Heart. It has a gorgeous watercolor background stamp plus this detailed stamp and some beautiful sayings to pop on your card. So this is the card, this is the design that I'm going for. So I've done this one with our Mango Melody, and I will be doing a few different color combinations. So I'll just pop that aside. And so I'm just going to show you how you can make 3 cards very quickly using the same layout, but creating 3 totally different looks. Okay, so I'm going to pop my 3 Whisper White layers there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to create that watercolor background. So I've got Coastal Cabana as one of my colors. So I'm going to ink that up in my Coastal Cabana, like so. And I'm just going to stamp that down on my card front like so. I'll clean that off with my chamois, and I'll grab my next color, which is Highland Heather, and I'll ink that one up in my Highland Heather and stamp that one down on that Whisper White layer. And I'll clean that up again, and for the third one I will grab out my Blushing Bride and I will ink up that background and I will stamp that one down. So we've got 3 different color combinations there. Now I've chosen to go with the basic gray for the overlay of the detailed heart, mainly because I didn't want to use black. I feel like black is a little bit too harsh. So I'm going to ink up my heart with my basic gray, and I'm going to stamp that straight over that gorgeous watercolor background stamp, and do that on all 3. Just like so. I've also got another detailed heart that with the basic grey, I'm just going to stamp one up there and one down here, one up there, one down here, one up there, and one down here. Now it's also got this cute little heart. So in our colors that we have, I'm going to stamp around randomly a couple of little hearts just to add a little bit more interest, and rotating with that stamp just to create the hearts going different angles. So now I'll grab out my Highland Heather and do my little hearts in Highland Heather. Just when you've got a small stamp like this one, be careful to make sure you stamp down gently. Okay, so we've got the Highland Heather done, and then I'll open up my Blushing Bride and do some little hearts in the Blushing Bride. So as you can see already, this is coming together really, really quickly. Okay, so now I've got some Whisper White strips. Now these Whisper White strips are just cut off pieces from when I do my layers on my cards. I'll just grab another couple. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment, "So happy for you." I figured this card would be really, really handy for some of my team members if they've achieved something. Somebody that is celebrating an achievement. So I'm just going to stamp that one in my basic grey, and I've got enough room here for 2. So I'll stamp that one there and this one up here. Okay, so we've got the 3 sentiments stamped. Now I'm just going to take my triple banner punch and I'm going to pop that into my triple banner punch. So we're bannering the end that is closest to the word so, like, okay, so we've got that one there. This one here. And I'll just use my little baby trimmer to trim that one back. I'm not quite sure on the size yet. I will layer it up on my card in a little while and work out the size. So my little baby trimmer, you can get this trimmer during Celebration in a starter kit. That's the only way we as demonstrators are able to order it right now in December. But the only way that you can get your hands on that little baby trimmer is to purchase the starter kit from me, which the starter kit is an awesome way of just enjoying an awesome 20% discount. Okay, so now it's just time to start assembling these cards. So I'm just going to, with my liquid Tombow, pop my Whisper White layer onto a coloured layer. So because I've used the Highland Heather here, I've got a Highland Heather layer and it's just giving us a 1/16 of an inch border all the way around. So a tiny, tiny slither of colour in behind. And I have got the wrong colour here. I have got Pool Party instead of Coastal Cabana, but we're just going to go with the flow at the moment. I should have had a Coastal Cabana layer behind here, but I've ended up with a Pool Party layer, but it's still going to work. This is how you can see that our gorgeous colours go together so well. And then I'm going to use our Blushing Bride and layer that one up on the Blushing Bride layer. Okay. And then I'm going to pop them over and pop some dimensionals on the back of all of those to pop that up onto the front of our card. And adding dimension to your card just adds a little bit more of a wow factor to your card rather than adhering it straight down onto that front layer. And our dimensionals come in a pack of 300. You get 100 per sheet and they are a fantastic addition to your craft room. They add dimension and just take your card making to a totally different level. So I'm just going to take the backings off all of those. So now my idea is if I sit down to make a card, I love making different color combinations of cards. It's fantastic just sticking to the same design, just changing up the colors, and it's amazing how different the colors look when you do that. And it's awesome when you sit down to make some cards that you make some multiple cards because you're getting messy all in one go, but you end up with more cards at the end. So I've got some Whisper White Thick here as my card base, and they're cut at 5 3/4 inches by 8 inches, scored at 4 inches. So I'm just going to fold that in half and with my bone folder, crease that nicely. And then I'm just going to pop those layers on the front like so. So the Whisper White layer, Whisper White base keeps it like really nice and clean looking. So I'll fold another one, crease it with my bone folder, pop that one on the front. And we have one left now for our Highland Heather. Pop that one on the front. Okay. Now with our sentiments, I just want to pop that. So I'm actually going to cut them off exactly right where the word U ends so that I can layer that on the front. So I'm just going to line that up with the line here that's straight on my trimmer and move it over exactly where we need to trim that off. This little trimmer is a great addition to your crafting supplies. That one and that one. So once again, lining up on that line like so. Okay, so we're just going to pop some dimensionals on the back of those. We're then going to stamp the inside layer. So I'm just going to pop that onto the front, and I'm just going to straddle across the heart part of the way down, lining it up with my Highland Heather layer there. So that one. Bringing in the Coastal Cabana one. Same thing again, lining it up with that outside layer. And our Blushing Bride one. Okay, so I've got some Whisper White layers now for the insides of my card. And I'm just going to do a little bit of, I'm just going to stamp off with that big heart that we did just down in the corner. So I want to bring some of the front of the card to the inside of the card. So I'm just going to ink up with my Blushing Bride, just like so. Clean that off. Ink up with my Coastal Cabana, like so. Clean that off and ink up with my Highland Heather. Whoops. Like so. I'll just clean off my desk there where I've stamped. The beauty of water-based ink, we can easily clean up. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in the basic grey once again and half stamp that heart off. So just like so on all three layers. And this one, like so. Okay, so we can pop those on the insides of our card now. So we have the Coastal Cabana layer, so just with my liquid Tombow once again. I'm going to pop that on the inside of my card. Like so. I'm also going to, with that chamois, wipe up that where I stamped off so that we don't get anything on the back of our cards. Okay, so Tombow once again with my Highland Heather layer. That's giving us an 1/8 of an inch border. So I've cut those layers at 5.5 inches by 3 3/4 inches for the inside insert. And that gives us an 1/8 of an inch border. Now you may say, why are you popping a layer on the inside of your card there with when it's already Whisper White? I just like it. I just feel like it gives more of a finished look. So we've got those 3 cards. Now we want to stamp some envelopes that are going to match our cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the smaller stamps. So I have the smaller detailed stamp that I'm just going to do with a little bit of grey down here in the corner. So I'm going to stamp a couple of hearts there and a Highland Heather couple of hearts. Okay, and then over on the back we will do one little heart and a little Highland Heather heart. Okay, so that will go with our Highland Heather card. We'll do the same thing now for the other two. So we will do the basic grey 2 hearts on the front there. We will do Coastal Cabana little hearts, like so. Turn it over. We will do a basic grey heart just there and a little Coastal Cabana heart. And we then have a matching envelope for our Coastal Cabana one. And then we will bring in our Blushing Bride. And we will do our little grey hearts on the front once again. Some of our Blushing Bride hearts. And turn it over on the back. And we'll do a basic grey and a Blushing Bride heart. Okay, so there we have our gorgeous cards using the Modern Heart stamp set. Just get these out of the way. Now, any of the items that I have used today can be purchased through my online store, and you can go to the link down below in the show more information, and you will see the link for my online store. It's www.donnagray.stampinup.net. And I would really appreciate if I could help you with your crafting needs. So once again, my name is Donna Gray. I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator from the Northern Rivers area in New South Wales, Australia. Hopefully you enjoyed that, and until next time, bye for now.